Do you know that I used to always wonder why my mother smiled so much, which sounds so ridiculous to say. I would wonder, I would be like, why are you just so happy all the time? She'd be walking down the street smiling. And I was on a walk today and I understood. I was like, oh, she just was on that. Like, she understood that if she wants to feel good, she has to. Like, you have to. I had the best day today ever. I just had seriously such an amazing day. Do you know I'm afraid of a lot of things? I am just afraid. I don't know if this is like a part of grief or if it's like newfound like anxiety, but it's just, what is wrong? I mean, I know what's wrong is like, I probably need to be talking to a therapist. I was brushing my teeth and I was thinking, pondering why we care to talk about ourselves so much. And Glennon Doyle, I just am obsessed with her and I've been listening to her and reading her book the last like 8 days. I just have been like binging Glennon. You got a fast car and I got a plan to get us out of here. Okay, something I've loved so very much about this little studio space is this area. I love paper and writing.
Spill the OT and pour in new one.
I'll tell you a story. So I was at the thrift store today and I actually would love to go through the things that I got. I kind of took myself on like a self-care. I had all these plans today and then I slept in really late and it felt amazing. And sometimes you just have to do that. Like, goodbye, all the plans, goodbye. And I just did. Well, I treated myself today. So I was at the thrift store and she was checking out all the books that I had. I made some like self-deprecating comment, which I used to be way more self-deprecating than I am today. But it's interesting because I was very self-deprecating and now I feel like I'm more just insecure. I said so. I was like, oh, I'm just trying to, fix myself. And I didn't even really see what I was, or notice what I was saying. Because when I say that now, and maybe it was her reaction, but she was maybe in her 60s and she was like, oh, is that what's going on here? And I said, I mean, and she just looked at me and kind of puzzled and shocked said, I'm 65. Like, you go easy on yourself. Just go easy on yourself, kid. And I walked out with my books, which I do think I'm kind of on this figuring that out right now of accepting where you are, accepting so much about yourself, I'm like acceptance. I think I could have like a shopping problem, but I don't think I do because I am completely content with I don't have a lot of things. I really don't have a lot of things. And I just went to the library and like rented all these books, and there's a bug on the camera. And then today I wanted to treat myself. So I went out for some coffee and then I just had the best time. Do you love going to a coffee shop and just sitting for hours at a coffee shop? What is that? What is it that feels so comforting to my soul to be out and about? Like, I could, of course, write at home and have a coffee at home and sit at home with tea or whatever. But I also don't really need to like go out and socialize. Like, I want to go socialize by myself. Like, I have so much fun taking myself out on a date with my notebook and writing with my capuche forever. And I just love the sounds of the cafe. I love the different environment. I love the people that come in and out, and it's just like everyone's doing their own thing. I love it. I wonder where the best like cafe culture is, because it's probably one of my favorite things on the earth. I don't know. I don't know why. I started working at coffee shops a long time ago, and I just have kind of always loved that. So I was at the coffee shop for a long time, and I'm doing this workshop book. What is it? It's a 12-week thing called The Artist's Way. And I love a challenge. I am doing it, and I feel like every single day I'm like, okay, what's my next challenge? Anyways, The Artist's Way. Highly recommend, because it's really this like stops you in your tracks for where you are in life. I'm gonna do it once a year for the rest of time. Yeah, so if you're interested, if you like a challenge, if you like a guide, it's a 12-week thing, and you do like a reading every week, and then you answer all these questions, and really it's very shadow work-esque. I feel like I'm on Pinterest a lot, and everyone talks about shadow work and all these questions and prompts and graphics, and this is shadow work, like inner child, everything that's just like floating around. And this book is just like condensed, been around forever, it's like, it's not just like a new thing. Not saying that shadow work is a new thing, but I just feel like on my Pinterest feed, it's like shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, like I get it, okay? So anyway, that was amazing. And then I stumbled into this fun store that had, okay, hold on. Let me just get this stuff. So I found this store that has just like the yummiest things. And I got this body wash, Salt and Stone. Is so delicious. And I never, body wash, oh my gosh. I never quite wear a lot of scented things, and I want to smell good now. So that was yummy. And then I also got this pair of earrings that just honestly reminds me of my mother. She absolutely adores hearts. Like, she just was a heart. My mother was a heart. And so I saw these and I had to get them. Come on. Okay, I don't think I've been knowing how to take care of my hair, or maybe what my hair type is. However, I just took the best shower and I've just been scrunching my hair, and I think this is the way. So I got this book at the thrift store yesterday, Book of Questions, and it was 49 cents. So let's just do a Q&A. How fun would that be, just to kind of open this up and then answer the questions together? Maybe to get to know me a little bit more. Which of the following restrictions could you best tolerate? Leaving the country permanently or never leaving the state in which you now live? Ooh, I don't know if I would want to leave permanently, but I also don't know if I want to be stuck here. I would say I would go leave the country. I think I'm so adventurous. That's just something I so know to be true about myself, is adventure. I thrive in new places. I thrive seeing more of what's out there and exploring and just get up and go. Like, want to go on a road trip tomorrow and do it. And I still have this, what is it called? Like an itch to go to another country and au pair again, because I was in Germany doing that in 2017 and it was the coolest experience, the coolest. And so I'm just thinking, oh gosh, I could go to Australia and do that and live in the countryside. I kind of have this romanticized idea of that, or going to Spain and doing it, or going to Italy and doing it. I just love au pair is like live-in nanny. So I would rather do that than just like never leave the state or the country where I am. Do you accept 20 years of extraordinary happiness and fulfillment if it meant you would die at the end of the period? I think pain and suffering, and that's all a part of life. Because how would you know what fulfillment and happiness is if Like, you can't just have one of everything. Not that a fulfilling and happy life would get old or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I just think, you know, if you can't accept me at my lowest, with that saying, I don't know, 20 years? I'm 27, 30, 47. I would just like barely be 50. No, because some people like have a great time. I honestly can't wait to get old. I hope I get to get old. My mom wasn't old. My mom was like 55 or no, 60. I think my mom was 60 when she died. That is not old. The women I look up to most are like 50 and above. I can't wait to be out of my 20s. That's weird. I don't know. So what? Do I want to just accept the 20 years of fulfillment and call it a day? Like, I got 20 bad, maybe I'll get 20 good. Bada bing, bada boom. No. I say I want to grow old. If you went to a beach and it turned out to be a nude beach, would you stay and go swimming? Would you swim nude? 100%. I love nothing more than a nude beach. This question was for me. So I grew up going to a nude beach when since I was a baby. And it was very normal. Like, I just remember there was nothing weird about it. Probably because I was a child and I grew up in the water. And my nickname was Mowgli growing up because of the Jungle Book. And I always was just in my undies, I guess. So yeah, I'm definitely 150% going naked. It's the best feeling. It's my favorite feeling in the whole wide world. If you've never gone swimming without clothes on, without a bathing suit like sucking to you, it just feels, I swear, I'm like, oh, this is what it was like to be in the womb. Like, you're just floating, being held by water with like at your most natural state. That's like genuinely how I feel about it. There's not like an ounce of me that's, I mean, actually, if like, you have to always read the room and read the situation. There's been times back home where I go to this beach and, you know, it's like drum circle Sunday and there's so many people and there's, you know, you just can read the vibe. If there's not too many people and, you know, it feels good, I just always listen to my body. If it feels good, it feels good, and I'm going in. Great question. Oh my God. Would it disturb you much upon your death your body were simply thrown into the woods and left to rot? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't thought about the D word. I can't even like picture my death because I'm like still processing. I want to say like, oh, it's very natural. Like, aren't people being like turned into trees? Like what they do with placentas, like, but then you think about the animals and people would like, I don't know. That is a disturbing question. Mother. Oh. Oh. Wow, it's so warm. Perfect. It's so, I love it. Oh my god, orange is my favorite color. I just got back from the library, which is my new favorite thing to do. The first book that I picked was Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And I just was reading it now, and I was listening to an audiobook called The Choice, which put me onto this. The Choice is an excellent audiobook. It's so captivating. So I got a bit of novels and not novels. Novels and what are they? I don't know, I'm not like a huge reader, but the library had a little blip about the snow child and it just sounded really beautiful. A combination of the most delicate ethereal fairy tale magic and the harsh realities of homesteading in the Alaskan wilderness. So that's interesting to me. The beauty in breaking. I think that says enough about that. Holding up to the universe. Ooh, this one sounded cool too. Gorgeously written and oh so deeply felt. Holding up to the universe contains one of my favorite. Oh yeah. Okay, I've watched this movie, or the movies. It's like what is it called? Like a trilogy. This is the first one, Love Comes Softly, and it's just totally beaten. And I just remember as a kid watching the movies and loving them. So 1979, wow. Oh, I love this book and I have it back at home and it's all marked up, but it's like a tiny edition. How to Win Friends and Influence People. I thought it was fascinating and I was just like making so many notes, and I love the way this book reads. And how at the end of each chapter there's like principles, and I didn't get through it yet, so I'm excited. Okay, this is the book that I was most looking forward to, and it's called Codependent No More: How to Stop Controlling Others and Start Caring for Yourself. Now, I'm interested in this book because I tend to like lose myself, it feels like. So this will be interesting to read because I think I get codependent. Oh, I've heard of this book. I don't know where, or even, I don't know where. It's called The Mothers by Britt Bennett. Oh, I love Brene Brown. And I've seen this book, Atlas of the Heart. It's just a book about emotions. So I just think this is really interesting. I have a deck of cards actually that I got. And I wanted to pull the deck of cards every day because to kind of just like go through the feelings and emotions that are there. That's not just like angry, sad, happy. That's what I'm like obsessed with libraries, because you can just take as many as you want and have it for 2 weeks, and it's like, what? Why have I been buying used books? I mean, it's fun to have a library, but this is also kind of fun to have like a shifting library. My friends recommended this book, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I like to have a little bit of a mix, as you can see. And then this is the last book. I also have seen it, Less. Brilliantly funny. I could not love less more. My intention for the next 2 weeks is to just see which of these books that I kind of gravitate towards and love more. And I think it would be really fun to have a reading vlog.
Caps are loose, so now I'll go in and I'll take a little squirt of each.
Stop. That's not fair. snow child. Okay, this book is insane to me. I listened to a podcast with her about a month ago. I was just like, so I had to read the book. And I'm only a chapter in, and it's crazy because I feel like it's crazy to admit that you are like struggling in situations, relationships, in life, whatever. And I feel like that's me. And I'm talking about it because it makes me feel so anxious and like so like shameful and like ashamed and just like, why me? Like, why does this happen? And I just want to like get through that. So the part that I'm in right now is just going over the codependent characteristics. And I'm like, because how do you really like label something? Like, I don't know how I feel about all these labels of like, this is my exact love language, or you're an Enneagram 7, you know, all these things. And I'm just like, well, aren't we just human at the end of the day? But I just feel in my heart that I'm just like this broken codependent. And I'm like, save me, please, as my voice is cracking. Because that's what I'm discovering with this codependency and like, what is this? Like psychological, mental health, like things that we're doing or like hyper focusing on, for better or for worse. Like, does everybody care about this kind of stuff, or just like have it just spin in their minds like nonstop? Anyways, I just want to be that strong partner and person. I feel like when I get into a relationship, and this has been since the last several years, I will just lose all touch with myself. It would just be like, phew, Brianna's gone. That's it. I feel like my life is so full of things that I love, of things that I do, of places I love, of people I see. I love being alone. I think I'm beautiful. I have hobbies. I have passions. I have like a good relationship with my father. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Days have been really slow and also really fast. I noticed that I'm in my head a lot of the time. Today was good though. Today was good, and I want to tell you about my day. So, I had all of these plans to wake up really early and walk. I've been walking a lot, which has helped tremendously with my mental health. I didn't realize what walks can offer. And I'm actually filming a video about all of this walking that I'm doing because it's taking up so much time. So I'm excited for you to see that. But I really just treated myself today. And another thing has been really staying off of your phone, staying off of my phone. Like completely. I even just turned off notifications for phone calls, for text messages, I just don't find a use for it right now. I just don't. So if you know me personally and you're watching this and you're like, you just ignore me, I'm sorry, but you have to do what's best for you. And I feel like right now, that's what's best for me, is just completely being as disconnected as I can from all the noise and distraction. And a newfound love has been chocolate. Now, I don't know how this is new. I mean, because I've always loved chocolate, but I never have been somebody to have chocolate bars in my house. I never have chocolate bars, but I feel like I would usually just have like ice cream or some really indulgent cookies, brownies, really indulgent sweets. And I just dark chocolate has been soothing my soul. I'm really inspired by this woman, Valeria. I'm sure you've heard of her. I didn't know who she was, and my friend sent me her podcast, and I'm really inspired by what she says on this whole life is this self-discovery adventure. We're not just going to figure it out and going to get to this end all be all. And I feel like I've kind of lost that. And I feel like I've kind of lost myself. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of lost myself. I felt really out of touch with myself, and I'm also listening to a bunch of things on listening to a bunch of things on listening on knowing what your inner self said, like trusting yourself. And it's about a week into my solitude kind of, I just need to be alone and reflect on that and reflect on a lot of things. Kind of find myself again. Just a little bit. Not find myself and fix my life and fix myself and start over and I think that there can be like a threshold of constantly needing to start over, constantly needing to kind of reinvent yourself, which I have fallen in that boat. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just my 20s, if I'm just having a great time in my 20s. I haven't read a book in a long time where I'm just flipping the page after page. It's satisfying to go through something. For me, this is a challenge to sit down in front of a camera and feel like I have something to say that it's like, where did this insecure person come from? That's kind of where I'm at. But I'm doing something about it. This woman, Valeria, really has inspired me because the way she even said it was she started to get on social media to challenge herself, to push herself and doing something that scares her. And yes, I've been making videos for so long, but this scares me. Because it's a forced, like I said, it has something to do with adequacy and like, do I have something to say or offer? And I feel like I've just lost myself in relationships and love, and like looking for love in all the wrong places. That's like verbatim something that I just recently heard that blew my mind and made me look at myself, and it like stopped me in my tracks of, hold on. I've been really appreciating the slow days with me, kind of coming back into myself. And with all of this, with all of the kind of like self-discovery and growth and empowerment and journaling and work, all this, the stuff that I feel like is hopefully we're all doing. Hopefully you're doing it too, and that you're kind of aware of where you're at in life. With that, I think it's equally as important to just like, it's a brand new day. Get outside. Do something that just makes you feel good. Like that at the bottom of it is, don't we just all want to feel good? And I don't know if this is also a part of where I'm at with the loss of my mom and being so young. Excuse me. Okay, that's perfect timing because she had the best reactions. I remember one time there was a mouse in the house growing up, and she just like would freak out in the most cute, like it made me laugh that I just didn't even care that there was a mouse. Like I just watched her So this is hilarious that now I'm... What was I saying though? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I also just come back to that of where I'm at with grieving. Do you know what I mean? Here's to self-discovery and to feeling more, just more connected to who you are. It is not easy to find happiness in ourselves, and it is not possible to find it elsewhere. I'm reading The Beauty in Breaking by Michelle Harper, and this is beautiful. I just read the first chapter. It sounds like she had like a traumatic childhood and then went into the ER with her brother who had just gotten abused, and she was 16 or so, and ever since that visit she just knew she wanted to be a doctor, or I don't actually know what she turns out to be, but just to work in that environment. Why are these my favorite cookie? I think it's supposed to snow tomorrow. I think it's supposed to, or tonight actually. I feel like the weather has changed drastically from fall to like, whoa, it's cold. I got this coat and I think it's so it's like so mountainy, and I just like don't have anything cold for cold weather. I am in love with it. It's just like, usually I wouldn't go for these very like moose-y, you know, it's just, I like bright colors, and I almost went with another one that was kind of this, like, what is this material? And it was purple. Maybe I'll go back and get it, but this is actually kind of a lot. I'm ready. I really am so excited, and I can't believe it's going to snow. It's kind of oversized, but I have really long arms, and so this is perfect. I also love stuff that's like made in America, or like I just am picky with like the fabric of things, and so this one is, it says born in Oregon, made in USA. Can you see? I think I need a place to like put all of these. I don't have a single place to hang stuff. Oh, I guess I could just...
shy. I got paid. It seemed that no one knew what was going on, except for a process that took 2 rounds. As we went from office to office, amenable. I was angry with a lot. Did I really need comforting? Was just doing his job. I was just being in love. But in the meantime, I had to figure out how. Instead, I got pregnant. At 21, love called me up on the love is more than just a good feeling. Relax all the fears, hurt, angry decisions, judgment,
This is my favorite earring. I was in New York. I was going thrift shopping in Greenpoint. I think this is before I even got this tattoo, which sometimes I regret. Somebody has been like, is that an target? Like a shooting target on your arm? And I was like, yeah, it's a target. But anyway, this earring is kind of like a labyrinth and it looks like a spiral. Okay, how much has changed since I moved in here? Oh my word. Oh, I love it. Let's make some tea. I can't believe it's been 3 weeks. This 3 weeks feels like the longest and the shortest, and I just have never spent so much time by myself. Like, this really is a brand new alone chapter. I don't know, I just feel like everywhere I go, I kind of get like, I'm so social. I really am so social. I will like want to work in the most like fun part of town, and then I get so immersed in that and so immersed in friends and people and just everything. I think that is super well, I don't know, because I'm like, is it extrovert or introvert? Because then if I don't have my alone time and this sort of super silent, not hanging out with anyone, I gotta write this down. I'm such a writer. I just write everything down. Things pop into my head and I'm just like, all the writing I'm doing in the morning is incredible. I love it. And so right now, my next little thing is reading all the time, because I just did that walking 20,000 steps, which I do feel like it really was good for me. And I also don't need to spend, it took up so much time. So I'm like, imagine if I read a book for 4 hours a day. I'm gonna use this little weekly planner as my book log for book club. Cheers. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And if you're not, that's completely fine, because I feel like I've had many bad days in the last few years. Just, we're all going through this thing together, this life experience. It's like so crazy. There's really, yeah,